So you nailed the sermon. The band crushed it. Your theology, it's super solid. So then the question becomes like, why didn't the first time guests come back, right? Like a lot of churches, they see maybe 1 in 10 first time guests come back. So you're asking yourself like, what's wrong? Well, what if one tiny moment broke the whole experience? All right. People don't often not come back because they disagree. They don't come back because they got frustrated, maybe not over theology, but believe it or not, over something dumb like poor signage or a weird smell in the kids' ministry wing. All right, you're thinking big picture. They're feeling small problems. That's the challenge. So let me tell you a quick story that kind of wrecked one of my weekends earlier this year. It's about outdoor furniture, okay? And it's about your church. So stay with me. It's a parable. Okay. So I bought a really nice furniture set for our back deck. Good quality, not cheap. Didn't get it at Walmart. Didn't get it at IKEA. And I asked the store clerk, I'm like, hey, is this easy to assemble? Totally, she said. And then the day of delivery comes. I mean, check this out. Okay. I get this giant skid of boxes dumped on my driveway. I managed to convince them to bring it into the backyard, but there was no setup. No help. They just kind of left. Nice guys, but hey, that wasn't their job, right? Then I open it up. It's just skid after skid, like box after box. I got to put together now. I wasn't planning on it. I thought you said this was going to be easy. I open up the instructions. Looks like it was written by robots to be read by other robots. And then I start screwing the furniture together. This is not like discount furniture, but they went with cheap screws and the screws started stripping. And then there were missing parts. So I went off to Home Depot and I got stainless steel screws. And it took 2 days for me to put this together. Should have taken 4 hours. Now, in the end, the furniture's strong. I got it assembled properly. It looks amazing. But here's the question. Am I buying from them again? Not a chance. Nope. Why? Because the experience was so frustrating. It was like a premium product with dollar store details. And this is the part that you and I as leaders, as pastors, as church leaders need to pay attention to. That furniture brand lost a customer, not because of the product, but because of the process, okay? Churches can do the exact same thing. So you think you got a great church, you got the best mission in the world, and you probably do have a great church, but your guests don't experience the mission first. You know what they experience? The parking lot, the bathrooms, the kids' check-in, the signage, the awkward lobby moment where nobody says hi. Those are the screws that strip. Those are the tension points that make them go, I think we'll try something else, okay? They make a lasting impression. And research actually backs this up. So there's a Harvard Business School professor, Amy Cuddy, and she wrote a book, and she talks about thin slicing. Her book is called Presence. And one of the key findings is that once a person forms a quick impression of another person, confirmation bias kicks in. Everything they see after that reinforces their initial feelings. So they might think this is not a nice person. And then they just start looking for this not a nice person. I'm looking at the screws going, this is a bad process. And all I'm thinking about is this is a bad process. People use the bathroom and it's gross and they're like, ooh, that's a gross church. Okay. This is true of organizations and experiences, not just people. So here's the relevance. If somebody's first 15 seconds at your church feels awkward, let's say they drive their car over a pothole, or you've got the wrong greeter at the door, or nobody talks to them, or it feels disorganized, they can't figure out where to bring their kids, or they don't feel safe. By the time to get to your amazing sermon, they've already made up their mind, right? Excellence isn't just theology or preaching. It is a friction-free experience, and it's the little things that either make people feel seen or ignored. So think about this. You're not losing them over doctrine. You're losing them over disconnection. Now, does this mean you have to be perfect? No, it doesn't mean you have to be perfect. Because guess what? We've all been to restaurants or meals where maybe the details weren't perfect, but the people were amazing. They were just so warm and so hospitable, and they were great. And great customer service can make up for a terrible experience. When I was putting that patio furniture set together, they didn't have great customer service. So, it was kind of lost. But what do you do? Like, how do you even know? And the problem as a leader, when you think about your own situation, is you're kind of blind to what your experience is actually like because you don't get there with other people. You've been there so often. You don't see the, paint that's chipping on the wall. You don't see the pothole in the parking lot because you just automatically avoid it. Well, what I've got is I've got a free church outreach assessment that you can take to help. So if you want to do it absolutely free, check it out by clicking the link below this video. And then you can take it a step further. Show up one Sunday and experience your church as a guest. Like, just show up when everybody else shows up. What's parking like? What's the greeting experience like, right? Don't serve, just walk in, watch, feel, take notes. And if you want to take it to the next level, ask a stranger to do it for you. Ask somebody who has never been to your church to come to your church and to give you a report. Have them rate everything: signage, parking, bathrooms, lobby, welcome. You'll be shocked by what they notice. And make sure you pick somebody who loves you enough to tell you the truth, okay? Not somebody who's going to be, it was great. And then they go and tell their friends, it was terrible, but I couldn't tell them that, okay? You'll find the friction points. Then you can address them. And you know what's going to happen? You're not going to get maybe 10 out of 10 people returning, but maybe it'll go to 2 out of 10. And the difference between a plateaued church and a growing church is the difference between 1 out of 10 returning and 2 out of 10 returning. It's that simple. So I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment. What's one small thing that made you never go back to a place? Could be a restaurant, could be a church, or one detail that made you feel instantly welcome. I can't wait to read the comments on this. Let's build churches that don't just preach the good news, but remove all the obstacles that keep people from engaging the good news. That's going to change their lives forever.